We are about to witness the premiere of the second season of House of the Dragon. In this video, we'll be talking about 5 shocking theories that may come true in the second season of House of the Dragon. Would you like to know what they are? Then stay tuned to this video. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. Before we continue with this video, I invite you to participate in our new House of the Dragon giveaway, in which we are offering a Funko Pop of one of the characters from the House of the Dragon. To participate, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and comment on who is your favorite character from House of the Dragon and why. The winner will be announced on June 30th. Number 5. Rhaenyra, the Queen of Ashes. During the first season of House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra spends a lot of time avoiding and postponing her destiny as the future queen of the Seven Kingdoms. By the end of the first season, Rhaenyra is forced to face the dire consequences of her reluctance to assume her role as queen. After the death of her son Lucerys at the hands of Aemon Targaryen, something breaks inside Rhaenyra. The loss of a child is unbearable for any mother. But given all that Rhaenyra has already lost in her life, this final blow brings her to the brink of madness. This new, determined and ruthless Rhaenyra could prove to be far more dangerous and destructive than Daenerys Targaryen. With more dragons under her control than Daenerys ever had, and with her judgment clouded by grief and a thirst for vengeance, those of us who have read the books know that Rhaenyra's side will commit far worse acts than Daenerys would ever have thought possible. Undoubtedly, the Queen of Ashes is an appropriate title. Number 4. Aemon is the father of Helena's children. During the first season, we saw Aemon together with Helena in her room. We also saw how Aemon tried to protect Helena after Rhaenys confronted them with her dragon. This led many people to think that there was a relationship between them, and if this is the case, Aemon would be the father of Helena's children. If Aemon is indeed the father of Helena's children, this means that he will be the one who will suffer the most during the actions of blood and cheese. According to the books, Daemon swore to avenge the death of Lucerys and contacted the White Worm to commit a war crime. He sent 2 mercenaries to the Queen's chambers, where blood and cheese ended the life of Helena and King Aegon Firstborn. This act drove Helena mad. From that moment on, she was never the same. And Aemon swore revenge. If these children of Helena are actually children of Aemon, it would give her a much more personal reason to take revenge on Daemon. Number 3. Daemon will become the Night King. In Game of Thrones, we were shown the creation of the White Walkers. This happened thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones. Many of us thought that this scene showed the birth of the Night King. But the reality is that it only shows the creation of one of them, but it does not say which one. Therefore, it is unknown if this was actually the Night King. Understanding this opens the door that any character from the House of the Dragon could actually be the leader of the White Walkers. There are several clues that point to Daemon. The first is his aesthetics. It has been mentioned that the Night King's clothes and Daemon's are very similar, as well as having a similar composure when walking. But the biggest clue connecting Daemon to the Night King is the fact that the Night King was able to ride a dragon. That magical connection to dragons is an ability that is not so magical. It is a genetic trait, and this is why the Targaryen family often intermarry. If the bloodline is maintained, they could keep these abilities. Also, the Night King rides the dragon easily, as if he already has experience with them. We should take into account that during the battles, the Night King looked like a military leader, and not just any military leader. He seemed to be one with experience against dragons. He was able to easily kill the dragon that he later used during the Long Night. Another clue that connects the Night King to the Targaryen is that the enemy that kept him in place for a long time was the Three-Eyed Raven, the same one who was also a Targaryen. The Night King has too many connections to the Targaryens, and this is undeniable. But how is it justified that Daemon actually became the Night King? According to what is mentioned about Daemon's end in the books, after a rather important event happened that we won't mention to avoid spoilers, his body was never found. Could it be that they took Daemon's body and carried it to the other side of the wall to turn it into a weapon against the men? Number 2. Melisandre appears in House of the Dragon. One of the most mysterious and interesting characters in the Game of Thrones universe is undoubtedly Melisandre, the Red Priestess who resurrected Jon Snow. This character fought alongside the men during the Long Night and tried to find the prince that was promised, but her story does not begin in Game of Thrones. Melisandre is at least 200 years old by the time of the House of the Dragon. There are 2 ways we could see Melisandre. The first is for one of the main characters in the story to travel to Volantis, to the Temple of the Lord of Light, and then this younger character is introduced. Another option is for Melisandre to play a different role. For example, in the 2nd season we will have a new character named Alice Rivers, a woman who is supposedly an illegitimate daughter of House Strong. However, in the books it is mentioned that this was a witch, and that for some reason was older than she looked. Although Melisandre is not mentioned in the book Fire and Blood, at that time the Red Priestess may have adopted another identity, and who knows if she is in Westeros, and we could see how she interacts with Daemon. If there was a meeting between Melisandre and someone from the House of the Dragon, no doubt she would think that one of them is also the prince that was promised. As a fact to reinforce this theory, the actress who plays Melisandre has posted on her social media a message for the fans, reminding them that Melisandre is alive for the time of the Dance of the Dragons, so we could see her in the 2nd season. Number 1. Aemond will be the king of Westeros. House of the Dragon is inspired by the book Fire and Blood, and while many of the elements of the book have been changed in the series, important events have been preserved, especially the order of succession to the throne. In the books, we can get a better glimpse of what we will see this coming season, and whether Aemond will actually sit on the throne. After the death of Lucerys, the situation in the Targaryen family becomes very tense. Daemon, driven by tragedy, decides to start a huge war. This leads to an epic battle involving Aegon II riding his dragon Sunfire, Aemond with Vhagar, and Rhaenys on Melaise. This confrontation has dire consequences. Rhaenys and her dragon are killed, and Aegon is so badly wounded that he can no longer assume his role as king. That's where Aemond comes in, becoming the protector of the realm while his brother Aegon recovers. Although he is not the official king, he has a lot of power, and is the one who makes the important decisions in the kingdom during that time. However, also the books mention that Aemond put on the crown of Aegon the Conqueror, and that he mentioned that this crown looked better on him than on Aegon. If the theory that Helena and Aemond actually have a relationship in the occult is true, this could be a game changer in the House of the Dragon. If Aemond truly desires the queen, the story of how Aegon was wounded might be different. Perhaps Aemond's ambitions are much greater than in the books, and he allows his brother to be wounded in order to take the throne. What is clear is that whatever Aemond's true motivations may be, fate has a fight in store for him with his uncle Daemon. These have been 5 fascinating theories ahead of the 2nd season of House of the Dragon. Which of these theories do you think will come true in this season? Share your opinion in the comments. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.